the home of the do-it-yourself trucker. When everything goes wrong, you got a Redneckanize. Well, welcome back, everybody. Hey, this is Ed with Redneckanize, and you're listening to Redneckanize, all things trucking and then some. We talk about, just life on the road and what's going on out there and just how things are going. And of course, this time of year, the weather changes, and we get a lot of severe weather down here in South Texas, where I'm at. We got a lot of severe weather this last weekend. A lot of flash flood warnings, a few tornado watches and tornado warnings. So we're just keeping an eye on that and just trying to make sure everybody stays safe and stay successful out there. But there's a lot of big things happening this last week. We talked about a little bit last week where the pipeline got shut down, going from Houston up into the New England area, and now that it's all back up and running, we kind of look at, hey, what happened and why did it do that? And of course, how can we prevent it and all that? And the funny thing is that pipeline is like new. It's like they didn't, it's not as old as most pipelines because of the fact that it has the advanced technology all linked up to it. And of course, this is one of the things a lot of people warn against, is that when you have advanced technology running the stuff that, was running for a long time before that it's susceptible to, getting hacked or getting overthrown, remotely, because it has all that technology hooked to it where it's all controlled by computers. So that's what they're reporting in the news. Whether we believe that or not, we don't know. Come to find out, what happened is that the federal government did not get involved in it. The company that owned that pipeline paid they call it ransomware with the people, the hackers. They said, if you can't get rid of it unless you give us money, and then we'll give you the key or the code to get rid of it. So that all got done and everything, and I just thought that was really, really weird. I'm sure that there'll be investigations, with the government, like I said, FBI or Homeland Security or whatever. You have to. There's no way around that. You got to look at that kind of stuff. But what it did, it didn't really cause that big of a problem. A few of the gas stations along that corridor where it was from, mostly it was like in the Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, that area, parts of Tennessee, parts of Mississippi and Alabama, those kind of areas there where the pipeline flowed through. Because what it did and like I said before, it wasn't a shortage of the actual gasoline or diesel fuel itself. It was the way to get it to where it needed to go. A lot of these gas trucks out there, the tanker trucks that haul from to the gas stations, they're coming from like a distribution center point where the pipeline flows through that distribution center, and there's that's where it's coming from. It's coming from a refinery straight to that distribution center, and then the trucks go to the distribution center, pick it up, the transfer point, and take it to the gas stations. And what happened is then what you had to do is, in order to get the gas to the gas stations, they had to come directly from the refinery or from a longer path. It took longer. And a lot of the government officials even were commenting that, we don't like pipelines, we don't like, the oil and gas industry, but the best, safest, cheapest, best way to get gasoline and diesel fuel to the gas stations is try to put it on the pipeline as much as possible, because the train can't keep up, and there's not enough trucks out there on the road to keep up with the demand for the long haul. And that was the big thing. Like I said last week, there's not a lot. You don't see a lot of sleeper trucks pulling those tankers. You see them. It's just you don't see them that much, because those tankers, they're hauling different stuff. They're not hauling daily gas deliveries to the gas stations. When you see a truck pull into the gas station to fill the tanks, those are day caps. So those guys are going, from a short distance away. So think about that when you see a truck that gets, or if you see a gas station, just think about they're less than a day's ride, either there and back. So you're thinking about probably 300 miles or less that they're from a point where that gas station can get a delivery of gas from wherever it's coming from. So that's just something to think about. But like I said, it's all back up and running. I think it got back up to running like Thursday, like full capacity, and people were being silly with hoarding the gas, putting it in plastic containers like storage bins. or even people were putting in bags. And I'm thinking to myself, well, we know those ain't truckers, because truckers know that when you need a storage container, you need a good storage container. We've had stuff spill in the trucks, and we didn't even think it would ever spill, and it's like, yep, that spilled. Whether it be a liquid detergent or some kind of even a container we buy that's supposed to hold oil, and all that. It's the stuff that it's not leak proof. It's always something going on with leaking when you're transporting something. So truck drivers, we know that, that something's going to slosh, something's going to spill. I remember the biggest thing, whenever I think of stuff spilling, I remember when those detergent pods first came out. That's like a trucker's dream right there, those detergent little pods. Because remember, we used to keep liquid soap. Even some truck drivers would keep the powdered detergent, laundry detergent, in the box. And of course, there's no way to seal that. Once you open it, it's open. It can't be resealed. Even even small boxes, if you had one that had like 10 or 15 loads in the little box, it's like, that's useless. When they started making the single load ones that you could buy, they were a little more expensive, but at least you knew that once you opened it, you used it, you're done. You didn't have to worry about it spilling anywhere. But then when they came out with those pods where a trucker could keep a little plastic bin, or, they come in those plastic containers and the little pods, and you didn't have to worry about them getting smushed. I mean, I'm sure that there's stories out there of drivers having those little pods get smushed and end up in a cabinet somewhere all nasty. But that was a great thing that truck drivers had, was a way to keep detergent from spilling and getting everywhere. Because there's always something like that, whether it be Windex or, that's why you see truck drivers, we keep the window cleaner in like a spray bottle, like an aerosol can, because even those little pump action Windex bottles, they're not reliable transporting them up and down the road. It's just not reliable. They bang up against each other. They stop working. It doesn't tighten up, all that kind of stuff. So when I see people putting gasoline in a trash bag or a plastic tote or something, you just know, ain't nobody trucking in that, and their friends and family. Nobody told them about that kind of stuff. And I'm sure that truck drivers are out there telling everybody that. And I just thought it was funny to talk about that a little bit. But like I said, the pipeline is back up and going again, and it's full speed. Hopefully we won't have that problem ever again. But again, you never know. But I guess truck drivers, we'll always deal with it. I didn't hear any stories about truck drivers with their big trucks running out of fuel. I didn't hear any stories about that. You heard stories where people weren't able to get gas. But I didn't hear any stories about people running out of gas. Like, I don't know, maybe it happens so often nobody cares, or, it's just, if you knew that you weren't, people are, I guess, smarter, than you think they are. But if you know you're going to run out of gas, or you're not going to have that much gas, it's like, I can't drive this 100 miles because I only got so much gas, or don't take the trip on Wednesday until you know you can get gas on Thursday or Friday. It's like, just wait, but you never know. That kind of stuff, it's out there. You never know what people are doing and everything. I heard people talking about how they were, when they left the house out of Nashville, they filled up, everything was fine, and then they went like up into Kentucky, and then of course their spouse or significant other called them on the phone and said, get gas before you get back here, because none of the gas stations around town have gas. So they were like, saying, okay, now I got to get gas before I get there. I got to get gas, en route instead of waiting until I get back. And a lot of times you think about that. Oh, I'll just wait till I get there, and the gas station might be closed. Well, now we know that certain places run out faster because of the populated areas. So that kind of stuff, just things we think about as truck drivers, putting silly stuff in bad storage containers, or just making sure you top off now instead of topping off later. That kind of stuff. Just everybody out there did that this past week, worried about gas shortages, and truck drivers like, welcome to my world. So, but yeah, you can check us out at Redneckanize.com. Call us in every Sunday night. We're live here at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 516-387-1733. Don't forget to go over to our YouTube channel, and you can click on there, check out the videos. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and you can share, view, like, comment, all that good stuff on YouTube. We really appreciate that. That's been a great success for us. And then, like I said, just check us out. One of the great sponsors that we got that joined us this last year that we're really excited about is Load to Ride Transportation. And that's a little, it's not that small. It's a nice size, medium sized trucking company based out of Denver, Colorado. And, they got cool trucks, cool logo. They've been updating their equipment here in the last couple of years. everything's pretty much updated. They got the newer trucks with the newer technology. They got connections to all of the big carriers and big transport points where they deal with, long-term storage or hauling hazardous material, with the supply chains and all that kind of good stuff. They even deal with certain shippers and carriers, other carriers, to have, specialized handling of freight, and of course hazmat and temperature control, warehousing, expedited, all that good stuff. So if you're looking for a carrier, maybe you've been shopping around a little bit, you can check them out at ltrtransportation.com, or you give them a call at 720-277-0030. And like I said, just let them know that you appreciate them supporting Redneckanize, because we appreciate them supporting us as well. And so check that out, and we appreciate them. And like I said, we're going to be here for a while, and give us a holler, and we'll be right back.